Okay, we're going to get started. So, hi, I'm Tina. I'm the president of NSA. I'm so happy that you're able to join us for our first general meeting for the Nursing Student Association. Um, we actually have two guest speakers today, one nurse from the ICU and another from cardiac telemetry. So they will be coming in later to talk about what they do. Since it is our first meeting, we're going to be pretty much talking about what NSA is and what are the benefits of joining NSA. So here at NSA, we're open to not only nursing students, but any students who are interested in pursuing nursing. It's a nice and non-judgmental group where we, support each other through the nursing school process and give each other support and also provide resources for students to know more about the field of nursing. So these are the benefits of joining NSA. So it's a way to develop leadership skills. It looks really good on a resume. You're able to hear firsthand from nurses who are working out in the field and get more insight from what they do and what it took to get to where they are today. Also, NSA is really good for building relationships with your peers who are going through the same journey as you, and also to connect with nursing faculty. Sorry. Also, NSA offers volunteering opportunities. Due to the pandemic, we're only offering virtual opportunities. We'll be mentioning more about that in detail in our next general meeting. But more details can be found on our website. Also, if you have enough participating hours, if you attend general meetings, participate in volunteering opportunities, you are also eligible to earn a special cord for graduation day. Again, more details can be found on our website and also on our membership app. And then we also have a number of other nursing resources, including scholarships. And this is a video that we made for DiscoverFest. DiscoverFest was actually last week on Thursday. It was done virtually, but here's a video to show you what we're all about. Hey, did you hear that? Cal State Fullerton's Nursing Student Association is open for registration. I heard that if you're interested in becoming a nurse or any position in healthcare, you should join NSA.
The purpose of NSA is to support, encourage, and empower the nursing students of CSUF.
We bring students from all of our undergraduate and graduate tracks together for monthly meetings, social events, fundraisers, and so much more.
We also act as a resource for incoming nursing students and others interested in the nursing field.
Our goal is to help nursing students succeed while creating a community of compassionate healthcare providers.
And NSA isn't just for nursing students. We welcome all students, regardless of their major, who are interested in healthcare.
We are affiliated with the National Student Nurses Association, which is the only recognized student nursing society.
And we work closely with other healthcare-related clubs on campus to better our community.
You can also learn more about post-undergrad from our own alumni, listen to guest speakers from all areas of nursing, and attend NSNA's annual national convention.
And at the end of your journey, you can wear your special NSA cord at graduation.
We encourage you to join us for meetings and events to give yourself a voice in this new formed club.
You sound tachycardic. You must be so excited. Join NSA today.
Okay, hi everyone, I'm Brittany. I'm the membership chair. So this slide is about how to join NSA. So if you guys use your phone, your camera to scan the QR code, it takes you to our NSA website. And from there, it basically puts down like how how you can even join the club. So to join NSA, you have to do two things. First, you have to register with the NSNA chapter, which is the National NSA chapter, and you also have to register with our school chapter. So you scan the QR code, there's a lot of information there. And there is a one-time fee for NSA at Fullerton. It is a $40 pay that you can look onto our membership app, and it takes you to the link there. And that QR code will take you to the page, and all the information is there. But if you ever have any questions about becoming a member, you can always email me or shoot me a message.
I'm muted, sorry. Okay, sorry, starting over. So we're gonna introduce the board. For this year, I'm Tina, I'm the president. I'm primarily responsible for overseeing NSA and make sure that we have guest speakers for every month.
Hi, I'm Julia. I'm the vice president, and basically my main job is to not only help our president, but to help all the other board members with whatever they need assistance with. And I'm also here to help you guys as general members. If you guys need anything, you guys could just reach out.
Hi, I'm Michaela. I'm the secretary treasurer this year. My main focus is all things money. So I'm the person who you're gonna pay your membership dues to, and I'm also the person who is going to allocate those funds and give you fun raffles that you can win some cool prizes in when you join our general meetings.
Oh, can I add something real quick? I forgot. So for those of you who stay for the entire meeting, we're going to be raffling off a free NSA t-shirt and a free membership. So you guys should stay tuned.
So Harmony is in clinicals right now, but she is our activities director. She is primarily for finding volunteering opportunities.
Okay, hi everyone again. I'm Brittany, and as like I said before, I'm the membership director. So my main job is to keep track of all your hours and to update your hours on the club website every month. Preferably, I'm trying to do it every 2 weeks. So for hours, you have to get a certain number of hours to get your NSA code, and I will be in charge of all of that.
Hi guys, I'm Emily. I'm the outreach chair. My main job is to coordinate Discover Fest, which was last week. And other than that, I just help out the other board members with their jobs.
Oh, so Danny's not here with us since he's at work, but he is our historian for this year. He's primarily responsible for our social media, taking pictures.
Hey guys, my name is Melanie. I'm this year's fundraising chair. I'm mainly in charge of organizing fundraisers and filling out paperwork in order to hold events for NSA, but due to COVID, that's been a challenge. So hopefully next semester it'll get better. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Balhan. I'm the scholarship chair this year, and my job is to find scholarships that can benefit you and just to make your application process easier.
Hi everyone, I'm Gabriel. I'm your convention chair for this year, and my main job is to oversee everything that has to do with conventions. So as COVID-19 is making things a bit different, I'll try to manage that with you guys and how we'll be staying in hotels or doing whatever, and some conventions will be virtual, so expect emails from me soon. I'll be trying to see who wants to come with on in-state and national conventions.
Hey everyone, my name is Jonathan Playa, or just John's fine. And my job is to facilitate and coordinate BLS classes, and I arrange it with CPR here, the company that we do BLS classes through.
So Lillian is our BLS training coordinator. She helps Jonathan with anything that he might need in terms of CPR classes and yeah.
And then, hi everyone, my name is Cole. I'm the BLS Public Relations Officer. I work closely with John and Lillian. And basically my role is to build partnerships between NSA and other organizations on campus, and basically just assist with the facilitation of BLS classes.
So these are our guest speakers for today. We have Anne-Marie, she is a trauma ICU nurse, and Danielle, a nurse from the cardiac telemetry unit, here to answer your questions. Danielle and Anne-Marie, I think I saw Danielle earlier, but is Anne-Marie, did she tune in already? You can go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hey guys. Nice to meet you guys. Can you hear me?
Yes, thanks so much for coming in and answering our questions. I know we do have a lot.
Of course.
Overwhelm you.
Answer any of them. Thanks for having me.
Okay, so we're gonna open the floor to our general members. So if you have any questions for Anne-Marie or Danielle, feel free to unmute yourself and go ahead and ask.
Perhaps each of you could introduce yourselves and talk about how you got into your careers.
Okay, sounds good. I'll go first. So nice to meet all you guys. I know it's been a little difficult given this year and you can't meet in person. But my name is Anne-Marie. I graduated Cal State Fullerton in 2019. Seems so long ago, but it really hasn't. I've been working, my 1 year working at Pomona Valley is gonna actually be like in 2 weeks. So this year has went by really fast and I felt like it's been crazy, just learning so much, definitely being hands-on. Nursing, the past 3 years of nursing school at Cal State Fullerton have been awesome, definitely challenging. You feel like it's never ending, but there is an end. I was there and I can say that it's definitely rewarding to graduate and then get the job. Just working as a nurse in general, I love it.
Hi guys, my name is Danielle. I graduated with Anne-Marie last year in May 2019. We were actually like alumni of NSA. Like she used to be president and I used to be secretary like 2 years ago. So it's kind of cool that I'm seeing her again on Zoom. Anyways, so I got hired at Riverside Community Hospital in the cardiac telemetry unit. So it's kind of like mid-surge tele. We get a lot of like different patients that require a lot of heart issues, like sometimes I get cabbages, sometimes I get different procedures that I have to prep them for. So it's kind of cool. And like a fun fact is that literally right after I was fresh off orientation in February, I was by myself, kind of scared as a new grad, and then COVID hit, and then my manager's like, oh, like our unit's gonna be COVID now, so yay. So I got thrown in and like started drowning, but then it's great having like coworkers that really helped uplift me. So now I'm like standing on my own, almost hitting a year next month. And if I can do it, you guys can do it. So feel free to ask any questions. I was literally in your position not too long ago.
I guess something else I should say, I do work in the trauma ICU, but I also take care of like medical patients and neuro patients. So it's not just trauma that I see, but anything that ranges from traumas like car accidents, gunshots, stabbings, occupational hazards. Around Christmas, we get a lot of people like falling off the roof. So you get to see traumatic brain injuries, open tip fib fractures, just like massive hemorrhaging. So it's definitely like really intense given the acuity of the patients, but you learn so much and everything happens really fast. But I'd say it's really amazing to work in any ICU, any unit, but especially with higher acuity. So if you like fast pace.
Feel free to ask questions, maybe to spark your interest. Like both me and Anne-Marie, we work night shift. We both passed our NCLEX the first time. We both struggled in nursing school. We both cried in nursing school. There's just so many questions you can ask us. Don't feel free to like just ask away.
Yeah, ask about school, ask about work, ask about how you even coped.
I have a question about how you guys got your jobs that you have now. Like, did you guys do clinical rotations at your respective hospitals, or did you just apply at random?
For me, we never did clinicals at Pomona Valley. So when it came time to applying, like I want to say I applied to like 15, 20 hospitals. I just wanted to apply everywhere just so like if I even got an interview, like it would be nice to have, oh, I could choose this over this because this is maybe something would be more of my interest rather than maybe I don't really feel like med surg. So I definitely apply to everywhere and definitely keep your relationships because there's people that like you're in nursing school now, but you know people that work at hospitals, so that could also be beneficial to you as well. But yeah, we didn't have clinical at Pomona Valley.
Yeah, we also didn't have clinical at Riverside Community Hospital. That's way too far. I did what Anne Marie did, and I kind of just applied everywhere too. I guess going through nursing school, you're going to go through all kinds of rotations. So kind of see where you guys like and like what unit that you're really interested in. Because for me, like my passion is in pediatrics, but I also had my second choice, which was in cardiac tele, because I don't know, I kind of just like learning about the heart and I like EKGs. So I'm like, oh, I might as well just do tele. So then I applied for that position and I got it. But honestly, just apply anywhere, see where it takes you, because every interview for different hospitals are different. Some have more than one interview, some like take longer to reply than others. So just broaden out your options and make sure that you can make the commute, because I don't honestly, like I work in Riverside and I live in West Covina and the commute is really hard, but I mean, just grab your experience somewhere and then move on to wherever you find your passion.
And I definitely think it's also beneficial getting experience with any type of interviews that you have, because some hospitals will ask you scenario-based questions, and then other hospitals will just ask me, well, why should we hire you? What do you like about the hospital? So you kind of have to, it's really good experience, because at Pomona Valley, I didn't get any scenario experience, but at like St. Joe's and Long Beach Memorial, I got a ton of like scenario-based questions like, what would you do if you were in this situation? So it also really helps you grow and kind of think what to expect from these questions.
I guess also to add something for interviews, I mean, you have to have a resume that ties in everything, and it helps going to, I think, the Career Center to get like your resume done and help build it and kind of focus it on you. Because I know when I was doing my resume, I was having a hard time, and it really has to kind of stand out. And I was wondering back then, like, how am I going to stand out if all of us are graduating from Cal State Fullerton? We all look the same on a piece of paper. But then eventually you'll find your little things here and there that really make you stand out and make you a different person that categorizes you as a better candidate than others.
Okay, so this question, so are you asking like if you're a different major and you want to go into nursing?
Yes.
Okay. Definitely, I think that's what majority, or at least people that I met that were in the accelerated program, they were either like bio majors or business majors, finance, totally different world coming into nursing. But definitely if you like are interested in nursing, I would say like start volunteering or maybe like working at a hospital, working as a CNA, or like talking to people that work at talking to nurses if nursing really is something that sparks your interest, just so you can like really like ask them, well, what's the best part of nursing? What do you hate about nursing? Like what are the ups and downs? So you can see if it really aligns with what you can see yourself doing for the long run. Because nursing, it's hard, and you're there for 12 hours. You're going to deal with patients that like make your day, and then you're going to deal with patients that you just hate your life and just want to go home. So you really want to like just figure out if nursing is right for you. But definitely like get experience at a hospital, just volunteering or just working, even if it's short time, and also talking to people.
I have a question. Would it be more beneficial for us if we work as a CNA before working? Like, would we have like a better chance at getting a job fresh out of school?
Not only, well, so I think with my cohort, there was like a few people that worked as CNAs, and not only like was it more, I mean, it helped you because you're transitioning from like a CNA to an RN, so you kind of see what nurses do every day. but you also like gain those skills, and also the skills that you don't learn in nursing school, like teamwork, being a leader, communicating, working with the team, because that's really what helps you stand out and what you want to say in your interview. At the end of the day, when you graduate, like me and Danielle know how to do catheters, IV, central line dressing changes. Like we know how to do all that. That's what we were taught in nursing school. But what you're not taught in nursing school is how to be a team player, working under pressure, communicating, especially building your SBAR, because that's really hard, and especially if you're dealing with doctors that are kind of like, okay, cut to the chase, what do you want? And you're so intimidated that you really need to learn how to communicate. So I think getting any type of experience prior then, even as a CNA, would be really beneficial. And to those that aren't, but also are working, like I wouldn't say you're still getting experience, like if you're working like as a server or like at Starbucks, and you can still integrate that into like leadership communicating type of way. So, but healthcare does stand out, I would say.
Okay, thank you.
I just have a quick question. So this might tie into the experience question before, but what would be, I know you both mentioned you were both like drowning at the beginning of your nursing career. What would be the best piece of advice that you received as a new graduate nurse?
Yeah, do you want to go first?
Okay, I guess there's a few things that I got an advice for. Is one thing is be open to constructive criticism and just the opportunities to learn. Just be yourself and know that you don't know everything. Because walking in and being a preceptee, my preceptee was like 2 years older than me. She was also scared because I was her first new grad, and we were both going through it together. So it's just nice learning from another new grad who was just 2 years into her nursing career also. I guess just really knowing that you don't know everything, but you'll learn along the way. And remember that it's okay to ask for help. You never really need to do everything by yourself, because once you take on everything by yourself and you're also just new, it's hard already just being a new grad, but it's hard already being a nurse. So just be open to learning and having constructive criticism, because I know my charge nurse, she was always very nitpicky on my charting. She's like, oh, you could word this better, you could do this, you could do that, why are you not doing this? And I'm just overwhelmed. But then in the end of the day, it's to save your butt, because everyone else is looking out for you. I guess another piece of advice is make friends with your coworkers, because eventually you're going to need friends who are going to help clean your patient's poop and help you to start new skills like IVs. You got to know who's good at IVs, got to know who's good at NG tubes. I mean, just make friends with people. And I feel like my coworkers are my friends for life right now. So being a nurse, you're going to go through experiences that are going to bond you guys for life. But if anything, my piece of advice, just to tie in everything, is just be yourself. Be open to constructive criticism. Know it's okay to ask for help, and just cry every once in a while, because it's going to be hard. But know that every shift is a new learning opportunity. It's a new part of your growth as a nurse, and you'll make it through. Don't worry, you'll be okay.
For me, I would say always ask questions, because at the end of the day, like, no question is stupid, because you're dealing with a human life. And if you don't ask and you do something and it makes them sicker or something, like, that's just not good. That's something like I've been told since day one, like, always ask questions. And I always do. And just know that you're gonna have good days and you're gonna have bad days. Like, I think 2 days ago, like, I went home crying because my patient was not doing well. I tried calling the doctor, like, we were running tests, like, he just wasn't responding to anything, and he wasn't like that during day shift. So I was freaking out. And then day shift comes and like, what happened? I'm like, I tried everything and I don't know. I tried calling the doctor. So I just kind of went home defeated. But like, at the end of the day, like, my charge nurse knew, I charted a lot. I spoke to the doctor. I did what I can. And I was asking questions. So I'm like, why is he like this? He has this type of disease process and all that stuff. So just don't take anything to heart. Don't take anything personally, because it's just work. People, they're getting to know you, but they may not know you that well at the beginning. So just keep an open mind. I'm really hard on myself and take things personally, which is something I still need to work on. But just be open, always ask questions, and just know that you're going to have good days and bad days, but just don't be too hard on yourself. So.
I have a question for both of you guys as like, how do you feel that being part of the association helped you guys? What were some of the positive benefits and like, how does like, did that affect at all how you guys are nurses today?
Definitely leadership always stands out. People, especially the hospitals, they love leadership because like once you go on to working on their unit, they're gonna, after you're more comfortable with taking care of patients, they're gonna want you to get involved in like unit committees, research, unit-based practices, and all that stuff. So I think especially being involved with NSA, like you learn how to communicate with another, you learn how to take criticism, like, well, how can I be a better leader? And also like, what can I do better for myself to help my team grow? And also like listening to people and all that stuff. I definitely feel like any type of leadership is beneficial and everyone should do that. And even if it's with work or college and once you go into nursing. So it definitely has a lot of pros in my opinion.
I felt like being an NSA since I started college really helped kind of open up networking. But when I joined the board, it really facilitated like my leadership skills and really being part of a team. So a lot of teamwork and collaboration and like a lot of planning. And then it kind of ties into nursing. So when I was getting interviewed and they would ask about that, it kind of shows that you're like dedicated to like a group and they like hearing that.
Yeah, I would also say for me, like definitely opens other doors. My second year of nursing school, I didn't plan on doing anything, but the current president like pushed me into like wanting to run for president, and I barely had any leadership experience. So I'm like, well, how can I lead a group of people? But you learn so much, and we're human. You make mistakes, but as long as you learn from it, and you're gonna become a better leader at the end of the day. And for me, like I absolutely loved it. And I would go to all the conventions for CNSA, and then I got involved on their committees. And then my last year of nursing school, I became a state board director for community health. So I think that was really beneficial, that being president from my chapter to a state board leader, and then them seeing that was really beneficial. And communicating with, talking to people from other schools and what they're going through in their nursing school, and collaborating and all that stuff. So yes, it does. Okay. So did you take? So for me, like, I have really bad anxiety. I wanted to take, once I got my number, like I wanted to take it right away. I think I got, because I took my NCLEX like the first week of July. So basically like after I graduated, I took like a 2-week break. I just like I didn't do anything school related because I just mentally needed to like take a break from nursing school after a really intense 3 years. But after that, I would use UWorld. I was never really good at test taking in nursing school. And I wasn't really sure because you hear so many good things about UWorld, but I was kind of skeptical. And I bought that. I think there's a Pearson book, and then another one that you guys have to take at the end of the year. Danielle, do you know what that's called? The HESI.
Oh yeah, the HESI.
But in the end, like I just dropped everything and used UWorld. The last 2 weeks, I think I would crank out like 250 questions a day, read my rationales. It's all about the rationales and why it's right and wrong. So from like June to like for a month straight, I studied, and then I took my test right away. And I was really surprised I stopped at 75.
For me, right after nursing school, I said peace out and went on a road trip for 2 weeks because I'm like, yeah, 3 years of crap, like I need a break. So then after that, I got back from my road trip in end of May. And then I scheduled my NCLEX for July, and then I procrastinated, and then I postponed my test to August. But then I studied for at least a good month. Kind of did what Anne-Marie did, just UWorld, because it's such a good test taking, like just the way it's structured, it looks like the NCLEX, and the questions are literally like the NCLEX. So I felt really comfortable once I took the NCLEX because it was literally just like taking it at home at UWorld. But I was surprised too by doing like 200 questions a day and reading all the rationales and kind of just, that's all I really used, just UWorld. I was able to pass also at 75 on my first try. So if we could do it, you guys could do it too.
It's all about the rationales with UWorld. Pearson, I think it's called Pearson. It's like that green book. It's on Amazon. It's a thick book, but it's all about it's just like relearning all the information if you maybe didn't catch it in nursing school. And then HESI is like it's like content based, but I didn't think it was useful at all. And I think you guys are using that as your exit exam still.
Just know that like once you get to your exit exam for our cohort, we all didn't do well on the HESI, but then we all passed our NCLEX on the first time. So if you don't pass your HESI, please cry together. But you'll be fine. But when we all just, that wasn't a good day. I just remember that day so vividly. It was not a good day. But we just keep in mind that our whole cohort passed our NCLEX the first try. I know there's another, I think it's Kaplan, but Anne-Marie and I didn't really use that.
Oh, that's the one I was talking about, not Kaplan.
Yeah, we didn't use that one. I guess because we asked other people and then they just said UWorld's the way to go. So we all just chose UWorld.
Did you use this, I think it's Saunders?
That's the book I was talking about, the Saunders book.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all content based and it was useful, but I mean, not as much. It's just like if you want to relearn information. Because I bought everything and in the end I just used UWorld. Like I didn't like anything else. But I also, because the good thing about UWorld is they have like different pricing options. And for me, like I was really scared before we took our critical care class. So I bought the one that's like 1 year ahead. So basically you have it for a whole year. And they have like, you can divide it into sections based on critical care, pediatrics, OB. So for like instance, for your last year with critical care, like you need help figuring out, because they're going to really start incorporating NCLEX style questions in your test. So I think that was really useful for me, buying it like a year out and using it for that class as well, because it's not easy.
I have a question. Do you guys see yourselves growing on your units and staying there for a while?
I do. However, I'm like quickly wanting to go back to school. I want to be over with school already. However, like there's like so much I want to do. Like I love my unit. Like you just see so much and just we're getting so much trauma call. Like I like live on, like I thrive on like just seeing all this stuff because it's like stuff you don't see every day. It's not like your basic like sepsis or like, you know, broken ankle or grandma fell and broke her hip, whatnot. But it's really cool. And I like, if you're into that stuff, like I see myself there, but I also want to go back to school. So I'm like conflicted, but I also want to do flight nursing, which means I need to like hold back school for like another 3 years. So I'm not sure. So it's like all these things I want to do, but definitely would see myself like this year, now that I'm 1 year in, I want to get more involved in unit committees, councils, like be involved in projects and just like get involved in that way as well. Because all the information is so interesting and like anything critical care wise or like related to trauma. But yeah.
I see myself staying for maybe like another year or two and then kind of pursuing a different field because I really have a passion for pediatrics. So hopefully I can switch to a pediatric hospital. But yeah, I really like where I am right now. So I want to stay a few more years just to really gain my experience because I'm like an expert in COVID now, I guess. But I really want to get back into really learning how to do cardiac tele since Anne-Marie doesn't get those patients that are grandmas who fall. I get those patients.
I mean, I do when they get, I mean, they're like, heads are, you know, they get the brain bleeds and then their pupils are fixed and dilated and then, you know, bye grandma.
But yeah, I just think it's good to get a good like few years of experience on whatever unit you start in because you really want to get those skills, skills like starting an IV, starting a Foley, also learning how to chart and learning how to speak to doctors. So you really want to familiarize yourself with your own nursing practice and how you do things, and then get familiar with how the hospital runs their how they run their hospital and kind of like the process of calling a doctor and stuff. It's all different in every single hospital. So it's good to get familiarized with just yourself as a nurse first. And then when you feel comfortable, you should be able to move wherever you feel like. and then go from there. But eventually I want to go back to school too, just not right now during a pandemic, but eventually I want to be like a nurse practitioner or a nurse educator, but we'll see where life takes me.
Okay, Brittany, do you want to go ahead and give the code? And then we'll see if there's another question.
I have a question. How did you guys, or maybe like, how did you guys pay for nursing school? Like, did you guys work? Was it scholarships? And if it was scholarships, how did you guys go about getting scholarships?
For me, honestly, I applied to a lot of scholarships. I think at the end I only owed like $17.50 in loans. It was a lot of work. Like, of course, I applied for FAFSA. There's a Cal grant, and then the school scholarships that they offer, the nursing ones especially. I think the Maria Dolores one I got at one point was like a lot of money, so that really helped, especially my last year. And then scholarships through health and human development. I kind of just busted my ass with scholarship because I was trying to avoid getting loans as much as possible. Yeah, I did work, but it was like per diem at a hospital, so that like went to like bills and rent, which is not much.
I survived off of my parents. I got like a summer job here and there, but I also just had like my FAFSA and then a few grants that I qualified for. But it is hard because there's a lot of things to pay for, but there are a lot of scholarships and opportunities that the Cal State Fullerton offers that are available to you guys too.
Yeah, you guys should all apply for the School of Nursing scholarships. I guess I hear like not a lot of people do apply, so it'd be more beneficial for you guys. And they're really not that hard. So especially with some scholarships that offer more, I think they have like 4 or 5 scholarships. So if you can get, I think at one year I got like 3 out of 5. So definitely do it. It was really hard. So when I was in med surge, I had an instructor, or my teacher basically said like, you're too detailed. I always used to write my notes because like I thought it stuck better for me. But basically she was like I was kind of failing the class at one point because I needed to write less detail and just stick to the concept, like, okay, the signs and symptoms, what do you expect, how would you treat it, what do you want to look for, how you want to communicate, like that. And that really helped. But I did struggle for a while because for so long, even when I was taking my prereqs, I would like write everything by hand, and then I would like study it until I understood it. But in nursing school, it's a little different because you really have to understand what's going on. So it's like a different type of learning that I had to learn, and it was not easy. And I saw that in some of my test scores. But talking to the teachers and like just kind of being straight up and saying, well, what do you see in my learning style? What can I do to be better? Like I talked to all my teachers, and I think that was really beneficial because they see that you generally care. You're coming up to them. You're engaging in a relationship with them. That's just not in class, and you're wanting more. So not only is that beneficial, but you're also like asking for help, which is always okay. Don't feel like it's never not okay, because it is. So I think that was helpful because towards the end, like it was getting, the information and content was getting really, really hard, but I was able to like break down like how to study better. And then for me, I could never study in groups until I knew the information on my own, because studying with people, like it stressed me out if I didn't know something, and it was really hard. So I would always study by myself before like a day or two of the test, and then I would talk to people and we would like review and stuff. So that was helpful as well.
Okay, thank you. Does anyone else have any more questions?
If you guys have questions that pop up later on, like, I mean, Anne-Marie and I can leave like our email or phone number or something. So you guys could just feel free to ask us.
Ask us anytime. We're here for you guys.
I have a quick question for both of you. Did you know that this was the unit you wanted? And like, when I know you guys said you applied to everything because you just wanted the experience, but like when you were in critical care, Anne-Marie, like, did you want critical care or were you scared of critical care? Like, I'm just curious.
I was terrified, but I didn't want any other unit but ICU. I didn't know I was going to get hired in trauma because I took my critical care class at Mission Hospital. So they were like a surgical trauma ICU. And then I did my preceptorship there. The class was horrendously hard, but like I loved what I was learning. So I didn't want any other, I wasn't interested in anything else but ICU. So I was hoping by some, luck that I would get in the ICU, and Pomona Valley was the only one. Because it's hard because, I mean, some people just have the mentality that like new grads shouldn't be in the ICU, but I don't really think that's the case because it's when people the thing that people are saying is when you're like in another unit and then you come in, like you already have your habits and you're already taught a certain way. So when you come into the ICU and you're dealing with all these drips and these people are intubated, and if something, they become altered or deteriorate really fast, what are you gonna do? Whereas where you're a new grad, you're taught fresh. Like you have no bad habits. You have nothing. You're fresh. You're willing to learn anything in any way. So I think it's beneficial. That's why like ICU was really interested to me. And as much as I was told like go to med-surg, go to tele, I was like, nah, I want to go to ICU.
I kind of knew I wanted to go in a cardiac tele. I mean, there's different kind of telemetry units. Like there's a open heart tele, there's like neuro tele. So, but I wanted cardiac because I wanted to learn more about the heart. It's kind of funny because I actually got hired with someone who I graduated with too. So kind of cool. But yeah, I guess just whenever you guys are applying, just really know what unit you're really interested in and look it up if you're not sure what exactly the unit is. Because you're going to stay there for a few years and you want to make sure you like it or you want to switch eventually.
But if you don't know what you want, that's totally okay. I think a lot of people were like that. So just like kind of like apply everywhere and see where it takes you. And then just kind of make sure you take advantage of like every unit you're in nursing school, like OB, peds, getting all the experience as much as possible. Like I hated peds. Like that was my worst class. And I didn't but I just had not that I didn't have patience, but it was just hard for me to like talk to a kid and like just bring down to my level like how I would do things. Whereas an adult, it's like this is what I'm gonna do, sign the consent, let's do it, something. Definitely like just get all the experience that you can.
Any other questions, like how to self-study for a class? Because I know it's just like reverse, like I think you learn by yourself and then the teacher kind of just goes over it. We went through that too.
Yeah, do you have any tips for like general study tips, like what worked for you?
For me, I kind of just did a group study guide. So I kind of just Google Docs and share with people, and then we kind of just fill out a study guide together. And then for me, I personally kind of just read the book, like specific parts of it, and then kind of just reviewed by myself. And then before a test, I would meet up with people because just like Anne-Marie, I get intimidated by other people who know too much, and then if I don't know it, I feel overwhelmed. But definitely did like a lot of group study guides and kind of just reviewing by myself, asking the teacher personally for help or asking them questions, and having a group study session really helped because you guys could bounce information off of each other and like learn like, oh, I didn't know about this, explain more, and then they wouldn't know something that you would know. So it's kind of nice. Take a lot of notes. I did, I don't know if you guys have it, but I have the Notes app, the Microsoft Note. I kind of just did my notes like that, just based off like categories, like, oh, so this is respiratory, and then what's under respiratory is like pneumonia, and then I'd write like, oh, what is it, and like what signs and symptoms, how to treat it, and diagnoses and nursing diagnosis. But that's kind of how I structured my notes, if that helps.
For me, yeah, I like to study by myself because I would get too stressed out if like I was around others, and then I would feel like I'm behind or I don't know that much, and then it's just all downhill from there. But I would, it's like with med surge at one time, like we had to like read 18 chapters for a test, and that was way too much information. It's like there's no way you can read every word of 18 chapters. You don't have the time, especially when you're doing like med surge and mental health. And you're just swamped with clinicals, and then if you work, and then you have all this classwork. So that was really difficult. But just like paying attention to like the main, like, okay, CHF, like what is the symptoms, what do you want to look for, how do you treat it, education that you want to provide, like certain disease processes, and then also, I was going to say something I forgot that I used. I would start typing because I was told obviously writing by hand was not helpful. So definitely like talk to your instructor if like you're kind of feel like you're not doing as well and you want to do well. And then towards the end, I would start like before a test, like I would have 2 or 3 people I would like go to, and we would study together and just like review. And if like I didn't understand something, I would want them to explain it to me. So then I would understand it, and then vice versa, you can help other people. So everyone has different learning styles, like whether you want to study alone or with a group, and that's okay. But as long as you get in the information and start to like critically think, because as you take the classes, they're going to get harder. And once you come down to your last year, you really need to critically think and what to look for and all that stuff. So, and if any type of learning style, it's okay. But just make sure that you get the concept, and you need to understand. You can't just memorize it. You're not going to get away with memorizing nursing school.
I forgot I also went on YouTube, so I feel like watching videos and having other people explain it helped me. I would watch like Osmosis, Khan Academy, and I forgot there's like a nurse. She has like a really thick accent, but she's like
a southern accent.
Yeah, I forgot her name. Dang
She's
it.
really good at breaking things down. So if you just type in like heart failure or something, she's gonna pop up.
Yeah, she literally has so many
videos. Like she'll pop up, or acidosis and metabolic, all that stuff. So yeah, her.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's really good at breaking things down. She does give a little bit too much information, but as long as you like understand the concept, like you're good with her.
I learned my electrolytes with her, and till this day, I'm like, oh, this is the mnemonic I remember. So yeah, she's really good, and she like helps break it down that you can remember even when you're practicing.
Like the most challenging thing for me is metabolic acidosis with acidosis, alkalosis. Like I had that the other night, and I was like, oh my god, nursing school. But she really helped break it down because it is like certain things are going to be really complex. That it might take you a little longer to learn, and that's okay. But definitely use online resources.
All right, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it. If we have any more questions, is it okay if we can email you?
Yeah, email or text.
Okay, yeah, if you can like type in your email in the chat box, and then anyone who's interested in getting more information, they can contact you directly.
Sounds good.
All right. Okay, go ahead, Brittany.
Okay, and while Anne-Marie and Danielle type in their emails, if you're watching the recorded lecture on YouTube, not the lecture, recorded meeting on YouTube, our code is 4AB7, and that's the code you'll be using to sign in. And then if everyone can please turn on your cameras so that we can take a screenshot of the meeting and post it on our Instagrams. That'd be great. Thank you. I'll give it like a minute before I take the screenshot.
Okay, let us know.
Yeah.
It's so great to see everyone here. Thanks for coming.
Okay, I think that's most people. We're missing 4, but that's fine. They're probably like busy or they don't want to show their faces, which is totally okay. All right, so I'm gonna start it. So take the picture on 3, okay? All right, 1, 2, 3. All right, and then one more because I have to do both sides of the meeting. Then again, 1, 2, 3. All right, thank you. All right, I'm done over here.
Okay, Julia, your turn.
Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen so I could show you guys who wins the t-shirt and the membership. Let me see. Can you guys see that wheel? Mm-hmm. Okay, so for the t-shirt, Lauren, so I'll write that down. And then for the free membership, so those who won the t-shirt and the membership, I'll reach out to you guys so you guys could either get your free membership or the t-shirt.
And really quickly, I just dropped down in the chat our Eventbrite link. So if you already paid your membership dues, you're like, done deal, you want to be an NSA, you can use that link. It's all virtual. I would have been doing this in person, but if you have any questions about the fees or anything like that, feel free to email me. Just wanted to drop that in the chat in case any of you didn't pay your dues yet, and you pay them, then you'll get your credit for this meeting.
All right, so we're almost done. So did you guys have any questions for us? Anything about membership or how to pay or just anything? Okay, so if you guys do think of questions like after the meeting, that's usually how it works, right? You think of a question after the meeting, feel free to email any of us. Our emails are on our website. When is the deadline? So the deadline will be September 30th at the end of this month. So be sure to do that. If you have any questions on how to fill it out, feel free to reach out to our membership chair, Brittany, or to me, and we'll help you fill that out. Let's see. But yeah, thanks so much for tuning in. We're going to have a monthly meeting. So our next meeting will be in October. If you haven't been receiving our newsletters in your email, there might have been a chance that it was sent to your spam folder. I know it did for me. Feel free to let me know if you haven't received it, and I'll re-add you to our subscription list. But other than that, I think that's pretty much it. And yeah, just be on the lookout for any newsletters. I usually send them at the beginning of each month so you know what to expect. And any tips and stuff that will help you along your nursing school journey, we will for sure send it your way. But that's pretty much it. Thanks so much for tuning in. Thank you again to our guest speakers, Danielle and Anne-Marie. We really appreciate your insight and your advice. Thank you so much.
Of course, and if you guys have any other questions, feel free to reach out.
All right, thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of the week. Good luck on your midterms, and we'll see you next time.